I'm doing Karens. So there's a lot of different definition of what a Karen is, just because a lot of people have kind of had their own experience with a Karen. Some of them I found. You've got one of them in 2022 that defines her as a blonde woman with an Umber Cascade hairstyle who wants to speak with the manager, kind of like the hairstyle that this cartoon drawing has. Another one by the same author is women who force their beliefs on random people, weaponizing figures of authority on the victim if they're a minority. So, like maybe like like a retail sales associate is has their manager weaponized on them when the Karen says, "Go get me your manager," for example. So some patterns on Karens. Most prevalent in the United States. There's 1.5 million Karens in the United States, and you can kind of see with this map that I have here. It's mainly going to be a Western phenomenon. So United States is number one, Canada is number three, and then some more high ones down in the South. They're mostly found in online shopping platforms, hotels, fast food chains, and supermarkets. So anywhere basically where you expect a customer service experience to be served. Some trends and patterns. One reason for the rising incidence of Karens, it started in 2018 with the increased documentation of them on social media. So, more videos that you see on Twitter or Instagram, people are starting to see just how prevalent this type of behavior is. Maybe it was more common before this, but just with the documentation on social media, people are starting to recognize the existence of Karen. Um, Karen behavior is mainly featured among white middle class women. Some influential factors: psychological, social, and cultural, all three coming together. Psychological factors: inability to regulate emotions. So that could be if you don't get your anger or fear or whatever out in a healthy way, it could come out against an innocent individual. Conditioning of demanding behavior. So that's like if you always demand to be, I don't know, to see the manager or to get a discount or whatever, you're going to see that that's successful and then continue that behavior. Some social factors: COVID-19 pandemic, and racial conflicts at the same time. COVID-19, this picture right here, a lot of Karens don't want to wear their masks. And so they'll go in, and when the workers tell them to put their mask on, they'll kind of like throw objects around and just make a scene. Cultural factors: American consumer culture. There's that belief that the customer is always right. So kind of the same thing with the conditioning of demanding behavior. Retail kind of um, tampers to Karens. So application of theory. I did power theory. Power inequalities among individuals and groups determine the type and intensity of deviant activities that they engage in. This can be based on age, race, economic status. The more powerful someone is, the greater ability they have to engage in deviance. So this applies to Karens. They have racial privilege. Most of them are white. Most of them are women, so they make themselves appear innocent. A lot of times you see somebody try to get a Karen to get away from them. They kind of tap them, and the Karen acts like they fall down, feigning innocence. So kind of stuff like that. This woman, I think she called the cops on some people like who were just having a barbecue or something. There was one story. I think that's what it was. So basically, frivolous claims that they're making, and they're making themselves look innocent. Um, so it's an implication of Karens. Um, like I said in the previous slide, American culture, the idea that the customer is always right, um, makes it to where people are going to expect to be served unconditionally, and that leads to the continuation of this type of demanding behavior. And figures of authority like managers in a store or police even are weaponized against innocent people. So some ways to prevent this: socialization. Parents should teach their children to be respectful of others, not be demanding. And retail managers shouldn't just bend to the will of the customer. They should assess what happened without just siding with the customer first. And then law enforcement. Laws like the Karen Act should punish individuals who call the police based on racist motivations and frivolous concerns. That would discourage Karen-like behavior in the future. And then here's my sources.